How much apartment does 5 million euros buy you in Lisbon? What does a 5 million euro villa in Cascais look like? And what about an abandoned 3.7 million euro palace with epic potential?
Welcome to Portugal, the country that has it all, which is why Portugal has never been more popular among foreigners seeking a new life.
It is whoa.
We started our new life here 5 years ago and have never looked back.
This is our new home, Jon.
So in this video we are going to look at the most sought after real estate here in Lisbon and Cascais. We are touring 7 beautiful homes, exploring all the cool and luxurious quirks and features. We are going to also explore the area of Cascais because we haven't done that so much, but since we have our good friend Tyler with us, we are gonna get expert insights.
Upon a beautiful sunset and an epic coffee croissant combo, Tyler had already adapted to our camera.
Tyler has lived here for 3 years and has his own real estate agency specializing in luxury properties in Portugal. This is his story.
I decided Portugal because I wanted to move somewhere safe, with good food, with nice people, and a high quality of life, and I think that this is the best option in Europe. I went through every country in the EU, pros and cons, months and months of research, and a lot of your videos.
that's how we met.
And realized that Portugal is the place where I want to live.
And you came to visit a few times before you pulled the trigger.
I had never been here. I had never been.
You moved here without actually visiting.
I had never visited Portugal, and I thought, what am I doing? My biggest regret is not doing it sooner.
Really?
Yeah.
So why Lisbon and why Cascais? When it comes to luxury properties in Portugal, this is where you find the cream of the crop, and we're gonna illustrate that with this super minimalistic yet elegant villa located in the heart of Estoril. Although Estoril is part of the county of Cascais, Estoril is considered its own neighborhood and perhaps the most sought after in all of Portugal. This is where the preferred mode of transportation among residents are private jets and helicopters. But Estoril is much more than material wealth. As the old world architecture suggests, Estoril has been around for a long time with a rich Portuguese heritage. In the 1920s, Estoril was shaped into what it is today, known as the Portuguese Riviera. Along with the elite of Portugal, the rich and famous from around the globe have been coming here for many decades. Estoril even inspired Ian Fleming to make the 1960s James Bond film On Her Majesty's Secret Service. This villa is designed by the Brazilian world-class architect Aires Mateus, who has a vast portfolio of architectural marvels. With 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, a heated saltwater pool, and stunning sea views, this is made for humans who only want the best.
We are about to tour a really cool house that kind of talks into the minimalistic heart of our Danes. I feel like the foyer here kind of sets the tone of how much cool art we're about to see in this house. But of course that's not the main focal point, because it is the architecture that everyone is falling in love with in this house. So before we really embark on this tour, I want you to pay attention to the way that they're working with light and indoor-outdoor living. Because one thing that this house does incredibly is that you have a magical light all day, and it kind of changes the whole setting. So for someone like me who likes dynamic stuff, I like everything to change all the time, this is perfect. Already here you get a big sense of the indoor-outdoor living, but also the scale of this house is incredible. Every zone is divided up to like living room, dining room, yet it all comes together. I can imagine hosting people here, having a party, having family over. This is definitely a house for someone that likes to entertain or a big family.
Is this a good enough office for you?
Yeah, I really enjoy this, and it has Miele appliance and really good quality marble, like massive marble. And this is something that kind of makes it different from other places. It's very, very slick.
For me, the kitchen area is the coolest area, because when you stand here behind, you can see almost the entire scale of this land. And now that we are here in the living room, let's just appreciate the art on the walls. You can tell the owner is a creative mind.
When we stand here, you really get a sense of the scale of the house and also how minimal and chic it looks. And that is something that's very typical from this architect, and that's why everyone loves him.
Go get it.
Hey, baby.
So the house was completed just 1 year ago, but you can do a lot more than what has been done right now. For example, this whole area here, you can turn this into outdoor living.
And the same thing actually goes for this area. There's so much space to utilize here. We are about to enter the private section. Every single bedroom is en suite, and every single bedroom has a balcony. This is bedroom number 1, and this is the balcony that has stunning light all day. Every single bedroom comes with a really nice bathroom, and every single bedroom has a skylight. And it even has like an automatic cover. So with a click of a button, you can cover it, you can make it more open with a tilt or completely open. It's very cool.
I always wanted to have a drumming set as a kid, but because my parents have ears, they said no.
So except for the master bedroom, all bedrooms up here are quite similar, with same bathroom, same balcony, everything. So we should just show you the master.
So a way you can tell that the master bedroom is completely customized is that you have an indoor shower, an outdoor shower, and the indoor shower even turns into a steam shower. And then again, you have the balcony here with the view to the pool. But I really like this bedroom here. I think it is so cool. And Amalie, you even have your bathtub. Amalie, yes. She has official world record in submerged in most different bathtubs around the world.
This is like Bali, Philippines, and I've heard that the owner actually used this way more than he uses the indoor part.
Of course.
I mean, who wouldn't? So you literally close this off, you seal it off, and then you have a remote here on the inside where you turn on the steam, and then you can lay down here on the floor, dealing with your hangovers. No. Welcome to the rooftop. Nothing has been done here yet, but you're actually allowed to do whatever you want with this space.
I mean, you could do the best rooftop bar in Estoril. If I had built this, I would have just from the get-go be like, okay, let's do a Bali arrangement up here, bamboo. Am I the only one?
I call this neighborhood Estoril Hills. You are 5 minutes to casino, you're 5 minutes to the beach, you're less than 10 minutes to the center of Cascais.
So the real question is, are we going to the casino now?
I'll put my money on red.
Perhaps the safer investment though would be in bricks and mortar. But where is best, Cascais or Lisbon? Let's first get a closer look at this coastal area. So even though we lived in Lisbon for 2.5 years, we didn't know about the marina in Cascais, and it was recently refurbished. So now it's almost like Monaco standard. You don't see the same sizes of yachts, but it's super nice here. The fact that you have shops here with the sought after watches that I have a passion for, an Osclan store where I shop way too much in Brazil. I mean, these are the things that you see more and more of here in Cascais. What have you seen happening from the moment you moved here till today, and what are you seeing in the future?
We're seeing an exponential amount of development, and what I think is really interesting and really important, a lot of renovations of historical properties that are staying true to Portugal and to the story of the homes.
Because when we drive through the city, it's like construction sites everywhere. Are they renovating the whole city?
Yeah, the entire city is being essentially rebuilt.
What I think makes Cascais special is the combination of relaxed nature vibes and the convenience of modern society. You are always close to the water, the air is fresh, you feel safe, and everyone appears happy with life. It seems that Cascais ticks all the boxes, and especially when it comes to food.
Down places, Liz Taylor is not a style, and even Lana Turner's smile.
Jon just grabbed an edamame and he ate the whole thing.
You can't eat it.
Yeah, what you're doing right now, you can't do.
I am a quarter Japanese, and I almost had to leave the table.
So Tyler, you have a successful recruiting agency still based in the US, right?
Yes, I do.
But you just started a realtor company.
We have such a different system in the States than we do here in Portugal. I had to become an expert because we've bought and sold multiple houses, we have investments, and so through that process I've learned a lot about buying real estate. I'm also an attorney in the States, and so I have that experience as well. And coming here and really starting to understand what the process is like and being able to help other people navigate it and also negotiate, which is one of my favorite things to do in life.
When it comes to Portugal, most people immediately think of Lisbon, which is the greatest city in the world in our humble opinion. We moved here in 2018, just 1 year after visiting for the very first time. Right upon touchdown, Lisbon steals your heart. Nowadays, Lisbon seems to be the real city of love. And ironically enough, we're gonna start with an apartment located on what some people like to call the Champs-Élysées of Lisbon. A literal stone throw from the iconic Marquês de Pombal Square. This was the very first modern building to be built on Avenida da Liberdade, inaugurated in 1940 as the newspaper's new headquarters.
Avenida Liberdade is the place to stay if you are in Lisbon. That's because everything is within walkable distance. Our favorite cafe is right over here. My favorite grocery store is down the road, not far from here. And you can walk all along the avenue into the heart of Lisbon.
We're about to tour a 160 square meter, 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment listed for 2.5 million euros.
I kind of have to take you guys to my office. And this kitchen is very decent, especially for a city apartment. I mean, look at this. When you consider how many parties and dinner parties and drink stuff we have in our life, this is pretty cool.
Boom.
Dinner served.
So what they've done here is that they've added these mirrors, so it just looks twice the size.
It also adds a ton of light.
This is very much similar to our setup in Madeira. It also invites to a social
Conversation.
gathering
Yeah.
where you talk to each other and not just the television.
There are so much storage. It's tucked away. You barely see that it's here.
You can tell that they went for the best quality throughout the whole apartment.
Yeah.
Whether it's the floor here, which is full...
Herringbone floor, and that adds some texture that actually makes everything look bigger. Okay, so any other video on YouTube will say, this is where the magic happens. Nothing happens in here because it's not sold yet.
I think the approach to this whole apartment is 5-star hotel. Usually when you see a lot of the apartment, especially apartment complexes here in Lisbon, it's very much standardized solutions where you see a lot of vinyl wood. You see a lot of halfway solutions when it comes to quality, but here it's, you know, this is not usual to see that. That also explains the price tag.
You just did the worst. If any realtor saw what you just did there.
Like this.
Here's your walk-through closet. Huge mirrors.
Is this enough for your creams and stuff?
For me, yeah.
This is a 3rd bathroom.
Yeah, it's like a toilet. Guest
But-
bathroom is a little smaller, but still really nice.
But who cares about your guests? I mean, what matters is you who own the place.
This is actual bedroom of the guest department, and I really like that they have made an effort to do some extra stuff here, where this is one of it, right? You put a really nice cushion and some velvet on the wall to add some texture. Jon, who do you think this apartment is for?
It is for the hedonistic person who likes to have fun, who only wants to be where it snows, even though it's sunny.
It even comes with 2 parking lots, which is a lot to ask for when you are in the heart of Lisbon. And the cool thing is you're going to take an elevator to get here.
Later in this video, we're touring a 4.8 million euros penthouse, also located on Avenida da Liberdade. But first we want to show you what a 5 million euro penthouse looks like in Estoril.
I need to know now, can you love me again?
This penthouse is one of very few in Estoril that combines epic sea view and prime location with a massive indoor and outdoor living space. With 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, even big families can live here.
This view here gives you an idea of why Estoril, Cascais are so popular, because it really is beautiful here.
This is the type of apartment where you can really do inside, outside living, sit outside, take in the view, relax.
The thing that I love about this apartment is that you have windows all the way around the apartment. So no matter where you are, you actually have a really good view and lots of light.
If we were to live here right now, how would you make this look in terms of our touch, our furniture?
You want me to show you?
I want you to. I love when you show
When
how.
you do this.
When you do the touch.
Obviously, it would be very much our style, and I think our style already speaks a lot into some of the features here. Like this bar area, it has that very cozy, old school, traditional Scandinavian design before it became a hype. But I want to talk about the kitchen layout because I realized this is a perfect kitchen layout. Amazing view when you look this way, amazing view when you look out of the living room window, lots of light.
I've been a professional interior designer for more than 10 years, so no matter how beautiful a space is, my head runs wild with ideas and all I want to do is get to work. My approach to this penthouse is to maintain a minimal and Scandinavian style. This allows the apartment to appear luxurious and homey at the same time. Given the outdoor area and the red door frames, I decided to incorporate a Appendy feel to the design, as it works very well with the minimal and Scandinavian interior. This way the indoor and outdoor area talk together and the home gets a red thread. No pun intended.
The current owners has kids, so I kind of see this as the place where you put on a nice movie for the kids.
We have 5 bedrooms here. This is one of them. I believe this is a guest bedroom, ensuite. And look at the view here. I mean, the view is just so amazing. So you have 3 bedrooms here, all adjoining this balcony. There's nothing like an outdoor area. And I think that's also why this apartment is very special, because you have so many square meters of outdoor living. So behind this door, you have another 2, actually 3 bedrooms. And in here you have the master bedroom. This is where you throw yourself in the bed, turn on the gas fireplace. The potential in here is pretty amazing.
I also like how behind this private section door you have the 2 kids' rooms. So it's not only the master suite, you actually have your kids with you here in the private section.
Which means that we could have dinner parties while the kids are sleeping.
Kids are sleeping, exactly. So in here, a supporter of the biggest football team in Portugal.
That's your team, Amalia.
Benfica.
The more time we spend here in Cascais and Estoril, the more we fall in love with this part of the Lisbon region. It has everything we fell in love with on our first visit to Lisbon back in 2017. So this is a litmus test of whether or not Cascais is Portuguese, because I'm sitting here with a pastel de nata with canela, and this is pirouette. It was approved. So we're driving in Cascais. This is the top of the top here. This is also where Cristiano Ronaldo is currently building his house. We think, we're not sure.
A plot of land in the original neighborhood, which we're driving through now, custom homes, larger lot sizes, that land is going for 5-6 million. When we go a little bit north and we start thinking about houses that are very true to Portuguese architecture but have, plans 1, 2, and 3, then we're looking around 4.5.
Spending 5 million on a plot of land only makes sense if you're building something truly epic that takes the resale value to at least 15 to 20 million euros. In a few months, we'll be moving into our new villa here on Madeira Island, which is built by Prometheus.International. Finding a developer in Portugal who is capable of making luxury homes of this quality is hard to find. Prometheus is actively engaged in the Cascais and Estoril areas, where it's set to unveil 2 limited edition villa projects, Monolith and Glasshouse, both of which are architectural masterpieces.
This is Moira, the inspiration from Schitt's Creek.
This wine is awful. Give me another glass.
And this is Umami.
We should have done a house tour of your house here.
Next time.
Is it on the market though?
It's off the market, but it is for sale. And we're doing a pretty intense renovation with a chic kitchen and a very nice tigre Portuguese marble. And it'll be officially on the market early next year, but it's off market now.
I mean, the view here is you have an ocean view here. I mean, it's amazing. Ladies.
I just had my first ride in my dream car.
And now we're having dinner at a restaurant we've been wanting to go since we moved to Portugal. This is the kind of dining experiences where it all comes together. Suddenly you get Cascais. You understand what the fuss is all about and why Cascais is the hotspot. We also realize just how close Lisbon really is. This incredible loft in central Lisbon is a mere 20 minutes drive from, by the way, tasty flambéed banana. With a price tag of 1,950,000 euros, you get almost 400 square meters of indoor playground.
Welcome guys to a T5 5-bedroom loft here in Alcântara, Lisbon. This is a very unique property we're about to look at because you don't really find these lofts many places. Let's just start stating the obvious. This place is huge and it even feels bigger than it is because you have these tall ceilings. I feel like I'm somewhere else than actually Lisbon.
Yeah.
It's super creative here. You have so many cool features. You have iron throughout the whole property. You have red brick, which I normally don't see in Portugal. And then you have these cute windows up and the beams. It's very, very unique here. I am in love with this place.
So the location of Alcántara is quite underplayed. It's not a location that most people talk about, but the location is super convenient. We actually lived only 4 or 5 minutes from here in Ajuda.
This area of Lisbon is definitely also for the one who wants to integrate into the Portuguese local culture.
Speaking of Portuguese culture, could you make bacalhau here?
Of course I could. It's a huge kitchen. And what I really like about this kitchen is that the family who actually redid the whole construction here, they allowed the architecture to shine and made like a really robust industrial kitchen here.
Since I'm trying to convince Amalie that we should have a little child, this is already built for our future, Amalie.
Did you really have to lock it?
Sorry. Like, this is a loft, but it might as well be a townhouse because it stands by itself. There's no one under, there's no one above. I guess this is a townhouse.
It is a townhouse. This is incredible. You are in a loft, yet you have a courtyard, like a nice garden. But there is a plan, so you can actually build a pool here if that's what you want. One of the really cool things about this space is that this does not count as a bedroom, but you actually have really good office spaces here and on the other side of our little bridge.
I think this is for creative meditation.
The first master suite is this room, and it's so cool. I love the big windows, and these are what you use for photo shoots, but they're using them as curtains, making sure that no light is getting in.
These windows are so cool. I love them.
And then look, if you want to ask for coffee in the morning, you are like,
Could we do a
zip
zip line down to the kitchen?
Oh, that would be cool. The bathroom belonging to this bedroom is this very rough industrial design, yet they soften it up with like a nice green wallpaper, some nice wood. You have a walk-in closet here, but it also functions as a divider between the get ready area and the sleeping area.
You know, notice how tall the ceilings are here.
The fact that they use brass in here with concrete is so cocky, but it really works. Here you have a room ideal for a child.
What I notice in this loft is that you have so many individual rooms, 5 bedrooms, but even beyond that, you have the desk, you have the other desk. My point is that this could be your dedicated walk-in closet. Like, this whole home here would even work for a big family because you can put 3 kids, 4. That's why the price point for this place seems reasonable.
For example, when you consider this room, if you have 2 kids, you actually have 2 rooms here. You have this one, then you have the next one, and your kids are like close to each other, living together.
And I guess you could remove this wall.
Yeah, if you are just like one couple, you don't even have kids, I would definitely knock this down. Some of the extra features that you have in this house that is not typical European, but is extra here, is that you have a really nice pantry in here. You also have a laundry room, and you have a 1-car garage.
Although this loft is already super cool, Amalie couldn't stop herself from giving it a full makeover.
I need to know now, can you love me again? I need to know now, can you love me again? I need to know now, can you love me again?
Tyler, this place seems like everyone could fit in here. Well, who do you think it's for?
I see this as somebody that wants to be close to Lisbon,
Yeah.
but just a little bit outside of the hustle and bustle. I see this for a young family with a couple of kids. They want to be close to the beach. They want to surf. The high volumes of the ceiling, the light.
Seems like you get a lot more square meters for your money. Why is that?
Lisbon is so small, and the hyperprime neighborhoods are so predefined and only last for a couple of blocks that as soon as you get outside, the per square meter value, 50% less,
Yeah.
sometimes even more than that.
So now we are on our way to a house that's already sold, right, Tyler?
Yeah, it is already sold.
And you did it!
Yes.
As Tyler mentioned, the prime Lisbon neighborhoods are highly predefined, where the square meter price can drop significantly just by turning a corner. This beautiful old palisade is located on the best street in Lapa, which also happens to be one of Lisbon's most sought-after neighborhoods. It was listed at 3.7 million euros.
So with the approved project that took over 2 years, you can add 2 more floors here for a total gross area of 490 meters.
As you can imagine, this is going to be a true dream house. With added floors and a complete overhaul that pays respect to the original features, it's hard to imagine a better place to call home. Okay, let's go. Wow, look at this view.
This is the position with a terrace of 40 meters. 1 floor above, you're gonna have another room with 2.8 meter ceilings that can be an office. Also, you did ask about the price. How much does it cost to turn this into a dream villa? More or less around 1 million euros, and it can be done in about 16 months.
Back in Cascais, we found another example of a palisade with epic potential. This is run down and probably abandoned, but imagine once some buyer gets it and completely refurbish it. I mean, that's like a dream house. And while we were admiring this palisade, we met a sweet follower who loves how Amalie says Madeira.
Madeira. Is that how I say it? The way I say it?
You said it one
Madeira?
No, you are Madeira or something.
Madeira. Madeira.
It's Madeira.
What do you think is the best thing about Cascais?
Just the peaceful town. Everyone's so sweet. I love your videos, guys.
Thank you. What is your take on Cascais now that more foreigners are coming here?
I think that there's an amalgamation of global issues and global insecurity from the United States, from France, from Germany, from the UK, from Ukraine, and people are looking for a safe place with economic stability, with security, and Portugal is consistently top 10 safest countries to live in the world with a great healthcare system, and having all of those factors contributing to more people moving to Cascais.
As the American Tyler is, he insisted we checked out the local supermarket. And we must admit, the selections of whatever you can imagine is very impressive. With cheese for days, actually months.
Best case scenario for a grocery store in the States, come here, the variety, the wine, the fresh seafood, the wild caught seafood.
Hello from Madeira.
Are you following us?
She's following us. I know it. She won't admit it, but
I was here first. You don't say hi, honey.
Hi, honey. That was the local supermarket. And this is what we believe to be Gordon Gekko's villa in Portugal. This villa is humongous and in many ways the pinnacle of Cascais living. Guys, we are about to show you one of the most unique houses I've ever seen. This is like Gordon Gekko's house. You have a squash field, you have a pool where you can sit in the sauna and look at your spouse taking a dip.
So in this house you have 5 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. You have a spa unit, you have a bunker, which is pretty epic, I'm going to show you.
There are 3 ways you can go. It's like a maze. Where should we go first?
We go to the master level,
Okay.
which is this way.
I guess this is the master bedroom because here you have 2 bathrooms because the owner and builder was like, I'm not gonna have the same bathroom as my wife.
That's how a relationship lasts forever.
Exactly.
I have to show you the main feature of the master bedroom, which is the balcony. This is your little wake-up area. Of course, you can just go back where we came up, but you can even enter like the living space from the master bedroom, and I really appreciate that. It makes the whole place a little bit more livable.
And what is really unique about this house is that you feel like you are in the middle of nature.
This is where you put the more limited edition Amir bags or watches in here.
Okay, no one will know. What's upstairs, Amelia?
So I think for me, I would either use it as my actual bedroom or I would use it as an office. Of course, in my mind, this is just going to be another closet. I would definitely use this as my office. In the winter, you can have your nice little fireplace on, you know. We went upstairs first and out to the garden, but you could also go downstairs where you have another living space. Here you have your really special bathroom. It's an ensuite, with a door out to the garden. Now the pearl is in her shell. So they actually put in a new kitchen here, and the first part of this area I would say is probably more the laundry area. Here you have the elevator that goes down to a private unit, I'll show you later. And then you go to the actual kitchen this way. Plenty of space for having a nice dinner created by you or whoever is creating food for you.
So as Amelia is preparing the food, I will sit here waiting for dinner. But the highlight in terms of the living area of the house is probably the living room here. You have the fireplace and look at the ceiling here. I mean, it's quite unique. I believe this would be the library. And if this was our house, this is probably what it would look like because we don't have a lot of books.
I feel like this would be the most used space in the house actually. It has a bunch of natural lights. It's really beautiful. You get to have a really nice look over your giant garden.
This is where I imagine, you know, back in the 80s, you wake up and you sit with one of those old phones and do business deals. Gordon Gekko would have bought this house.
Yeah,
for sure.
You can almost feel him in here, right?
Yeah. Greed
is good.
Listen. Quietness. So quiet and peaceful.
Here you have the pool area, and what is unique about this pool area is that there is windows. So when we go to the spa, you can actually look into the pool. It's kind of cute.
Listening to
Of course, no spa is a spa without the hammam, the steam shower, the Turkish bath.
The what?
Hammam.
Haram? I mean, this is like a resort for a family. This is
Really cool.
man cave material. Look at this. You have a squash field. I mean, I don't really play squash, but that goes back to Gordon Gekko because he loves playing squash, which is why he already bought the place. But can you imagine making this like a cinema? There's something about elevators in houses that is just epic. But we're back here in the 8-car garage. Here you get to decide how much you pay for a liter of petrol. Who does this house appeal to? Like, what kind of people would be, okay, I need a huge piece of land.
This is really unique. We're right near Quinta Patino. We have an ocean view. You have an immense garden, about 1,500 meters of land. This is for a family that wants ultimate privacy.
However, ultimate privacy isn't just reserved for Cascais and Estoril. Here on Avenida da Liberdade in Lisbon, you have this entire 5th floor all to yourself with 4 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. You have a whopping 24 balconies offering a panoramic Lisbon vista that you otherwise only see on a postcard. And here you get them all. This apartment is like a perfect 10 when it comes to living in Lisbon.
When you consider the fact that you are in the buttercup of Avenida de Liberdade and you also are on the top floor that only belongs to this apartment, then it's really crazy to understand that you have this much living space. You have a huge section over here for your dining area. You have a very big section here for TV, lounging, conversations. And then you have this cozy little area where you can sit and enjoy a nice hot fire. Walking through your dining area, you really get to feel all this like minimalism that this house are actually inviting you into doing. But then when we talk about minimalism, this becomes very different actually, because look at this place. They decided to play with colors in here. They have some orange, some blue, they want to make it fun. And they even decided to put in one of our favorite lamps, which is very Danish, Louis Poulsen.
This is like being home in Denmark.
Yeah, this is something that every single Danish household has. But what a Danish household doesn't necessarily have is these incredible Gaggenau appliances. You can cook like a professional chef in the comfort of your own home here. You have 2 wine fridges and then you have a really nice Gaggenau coffee machine. So when our coffee beans are on the market, you can buy them and you can roast your own coffee.
Ooh, you're
here.
already plugging our coffee.
Plugging in our own products here. Tastefully tucked away, you'll find your pantry. It's a walk-in pantry where you have plenty of storage for all your cans and all the snacks that you don't want people to know that you're eating behind closed doors.
Like the Nutty Professor.
In the service area, you will find the laundry. There's plenty of space out here. Even the laundry has a view. This is the room you would live in. The servant
I am your servant, so yeah, this would be my bed. Look at the view from here. You have your own ensuite bathroom. It's like a postcard every time you look out the window. It truly is amazing. But Amalie, since the apartment is empty, what would you do in terms of interior design?
Here I would make some small cosmetic changes to the floor. I would fill every room with luxurious furniture and statement decor. Since we are in this stunning Lisbon building, I would mix classic and modern furniture, and as always use my signature elements of light to create a cozy atmosphere. Oh, and I also decided to create this high-end built-in coffee/bar area in the kitchen, as it ties the space together and brings another element of luxury to the apartment.
And then you can walk all the way down here. We're still only in the living area. And all the way down here, you can have a second seating space, you can have a library, or you can even have an office if you like to have a good overview over your apartment. This is a great office space. And talking about library, look at this cool feature. Welcome to your private area. This is number 1 bedroom out of 3, and this is meant for a kid or maybe even as a guest room. I think one of the most incredible things about these rooms are you have views everywhere.
When you stand here, you can see something that you can't see on the same side all the way at the maid's room, and vice versa when you go to the master bedroom.
So this is a little bit smaller, but it's still big enough to have a double bed in here. You have a walk-through closet in this one. And now that we are at this bedroom, I kind of want to highlight that every single bedroom actually comes with a floor-to-ceiling window. So if you want, you could install a shower out here and in privacy wash yourself out in the nature in the center of Lisbon.
And finally, guys, we have the master bedroom. This is also where you have the most epic bathroom, which is a walk-through shower, I guess you call it. And you know, every single bathroom here is just covered to floor to ceiling with marble, real marble. Can you imagine waking up here in your bed, and then you have 4 balconies you can walk out to. And of course what they've done here is to add trees. It just looks like you live in a jungle. But one of the balconies you can access, and the reason why there is a net is because the owners, they have a cat.
It's really difficult to understand how big this apartment is and how high it is to the ceiling. But me standing here now, an average woman.
You're not average. You're 7. I haven't really seen an apartment with this kind of view where you feel like you're so in the middle of Lisbon. You can see, almost touch the trees of Avenida Liberdade. Back in the day, they used to park around Praça dos Restauradores, and when you see old photos of that, you're like, wow.
I love Madeira, but when we stand here, my God.
Apartment amenities include this gym, pool and spa area. Here you have room for 6 cars or jumping castle or whatever you want to put here. It's absolutely huge. Gun to your head, Cascais or Lisbon for investing.
We should be cautionary when we're talking about speculation and appreciation and on real estate, but what we see and what we're seeing year over year are an influx of people moving to Portugal for a better quality of life. One factor that's very interesting about Portugal is how small Portugal is. A country with roughly 10 million people. When we start to talk about Cascais and you start to see that within a certain price range, there's 100 total properties for sale. Try comparing that to any other major city. And so the lack of inventory and the extreme demand and the somewhat evidence-based presumption that the demand will continue to grow, the supply, it's hard to keep up with that demand because the neighborhoods here are pre-defined. And so it's really about renovations. It's about, can we reestablish the other side of the street as being part of this neighborhood or something interesting or something that people will consider prime. So those are a lot of factors that go into that, which is a really long-winded way of saying, yes, I think they'll continue to appreciate.
I must say it has been really interesting to get a fresh perspective of Cascais, Estoril and Lisbon. Tyler has been really good at showing us around and showing us some of the places we probably didn't know already.
Anyone who's looking for a place to buy here in Lisbon can reach out to you.
Oh yeah.
But why should they?
I moved here about 3 years ago from Los Angeles, and buying and selling a house here, which I've done a handful of times already, it's scary. And so for me, coming in and starting to help not only myself, my friends, my family buy different types of villas around Estoril, Cascais, Lisbon. It's grown quite organically with a lot of different clients coming from all different parts of the States, Canada, France, Germany, the UK, and we're very personalized in what we do, and we take the time to understand what our clients are looking for, and we think about our clients as friends and lifetime customers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay classy.
Stay classy.
See you in the next.